and Charles Davis on hand here. CD, you look at the Texans in this matchup, and this is going to be a heck of a chess match. This offense against a defense that will take no prisoners out there.
It's going to be a big-time battle, and I think that both of these teams have that mindset of, we're going to do what we do and make the other guys react to us. And we've definitely got a couple of headstrong coordinators who won't back down from a challenge. So this will be a battle of wits as much as it'll be a battle of brawn.
Season is upon us. We've got the gift of the NFL as we're underway here in Week 16. And no run back on the opening kickoff. It'll come out to the 25. So here come the Dolphins now as they get set to take over on offense. And their quarterback, well, everyone knows he's got height, standing at 6'6".
I love just about everything about him. Love his game, love his makeup, love his moxie, one of my favorite words. This guy's a competitor. Gritty, tough, you name it, he's got it. But he did throw an interception in last week's game. That contributed to a loss. And despite the fact he threw 3 touchdown passes, he's going to be out there redoubling his efforts and trying to play better.
A good start to the drive here as that's caught out on the left side. And they work this well upfield across the 45. A well-executed 22-yard gain.
Well, that certainly has to feel good. It's not all the time that the play caller should get all the credit. Sometimes I think in the huddle the quarterback just says, hey, who's going to make a play for me? I just need something right here. And the end result there, nice first down. Drive keeps moving.
A big hitter to start the drive has him up near midfield here for 1st and 10. First carry for Damian Harris, the Alabama man. Knifes his way forward here, but just 3 yards on the play. 2nd down. Harris going to get it again on 2nd down. And he's going to be stopped up at about the 47-yard line. In search of 4 yards here to pick up the 1st down. They'll look to throw. It's brought in by Harris. And he's going to be taken down with another 1st down as the stop's made at the Texans' 31-yard line. They give him 17 yards that time as that'll move the chains.
And I like the idea here. Get the ball in his hands, even if it's in the passing game. 3 catches a week ago, and he does a nice job here to pick up yardage.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. They'll set up to throw. Under pressure, and down he goes. They sack him back at the 36. Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game. Well, these sacks are really piling up. Last week, it was a half dozen sacks. And here's one on the opening drive.
And it has the potential to be what we call a gap, a game-altering play. Because, let's face it, you just mentioned 6 sacks last week. Now, if you're an offense and you saw that on tape, you've got to think to yourself, maybe I bring people in, keep them in, and try and protect my quarterback. It didn't work on that play.
On 2nd down, this is Harris. A good gain of 9 before he's brought down at the 28. Here's play number 7 on the drive. This is 3rd and 7. Back to throw here. That's swung out wide to Harris. And he's going to get this down near the 25. And they're getting him involved early.
You feel like they saw something on tape, or they just have a sense with him because he's had a good week of practice or something in that area that they want him involved. Just as you said, they want him to touch it either in the running game or the passing game, but they must like the matchups they're getting.
This is up and good from Pinheiro.
And the opening drive for the Dolphins yields 3. In the end, the opening drive, Charles, does yield points. Maybe not the touchdown that they wanted, though.
Yeah, but bottom line, they wanted to get something out of that drive, and they did that. 3 points, they won't turn that down at all.
Fielded just outside the goal line. And able to get this out to the 25.
So here come the Texans now for their first drive. And they will be led out by their 6'3" quarterback.
And he ought to have a lot of pep in his step after last week's performance, because he did exactly as you want him to play if you're a coach. 3 touchdown passes, 0 interceptions, which usually means you're making a lot of right decisions out there.
And got him the win. They go play action here on first down. Finding a safety valve here. That's complete. And from the 25, they work this to the 29, a gain of 4. Second and 6. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. A first down there on a pickup of 25.
And that's a more than acceptable read right there, because it's zone coverage, so timing is everything. This time he waits for his man to come open, puts it right on him, and they pick up a first down.
So now 1st and 10 as they've crossed into Miami territory at the 46. Well, they'll run it here on the jet sweep.
Javon Holland coming up to make the stop.
Counting down toward the midway point in quarter 1.
The Texans at 11-3 on the year. And they come in feeling pretty good after back-to-back victories, CD.
And I thought that they played pretty well last week. Their execution, their discipline, their resilience, all on display in that victory.
On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. Wide open receiver, complete. And he's got another first down as he's brought down at the Dolphins 19. 27 yards there on a very nice 3rd down conversion. Solid catch there for a man who's been so brilliant this year. Worth pointing out, as we were talking about earlier, there has never in the 60-year history of the award been a pass catcher, tight end, or wide receiver that has taken home the MVP trophy.
And the best receivers I've talked with, they know that stat, and it drives them crazy because they understand that without a quarterback, they don't make the plays that they make. They also don't feel like they get enough credit for bailing out some of the throws that quarterbacks make.
Absolutely. Takes 2 to tango. Here's 2nd and 8.
A quick throw there going to be batted away and incomplete.
They rig man coverage and decided to test him early, but they proved up to the task and forced the incompletion.
They'll look to throw here. And this time he's got the hook up. It's complete. Touchdown, Texans. A great play there with his 16th touchdown of the year.
And the Texans have answered that early field goal to take a first-quarter lead.
I'll let you do the analysis, partner, but with every touchdown pass this young quarterback throws and with the success that his team has had, I just continue to be more and more impressed.
Let's both do the analysis. Impressed. Aren't we both?
Yeah.
I mean, and why shouldn't we be? We've seen him improve throughout the year. We've seen him settle in now, and you can see the confidence of the team has grown. His confidence has grown. I think that everyone around this guy feels good about what they've seen, and it's also safe for him when he's driving home to turn on Sports Talk Radio. He's okay.
And he won't return this one. He'll go down to a knee, and they'll start at the 25. So Miami coming out for their second drive. And after the field goal last time, we'll see what they can get here. At least they got points out of the last drive, Charles.
I've never met an offensive coach that didn't want to drive to end with a kick. Most of them wanted to end with a PAT, right? In this case, a field goal, they'll take it. Way better than the alternative, which is a punt.
Yeah, but you've met fan bases that wanted them. They weren't happy with that field goal.
I haven't met a fan base yet that wants to drive to end with a kick other than the extra point. That's it.
Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete.
Trying to pick it up on the ground with Harris. He's going to be a yard short. Needed 2, but only got 1. 4th down.
What an advantage having a lead guy in the middle of the defensive line, because not only does he take up the space and let the linebackers run free, but he can also make plays himself, as we just saw there.
On 4th down, on is Logan Cook to punt. He punted 3 times in the loss last week as he sends this one away. And a fair catch called for and made just outside the 15-yard line. So possession goes over here on the punt. And the Texans will take over. And as this offense makes their way back out, it's AFC playoff race time as we give you a look. Well, with 3 weeks left, they are in one of those 3 wild card spots, Charles, but that spot is not clinched, and there's not a ton of breathing room for them, so the bottom line, they just need to focus on. He's got a man, complete! And he will step out of bounds all the way down inside the 40. A huge play there for Houston. 44 yards.
Already over 1,000 yards receiving this season. That catch is just going to add to his total. Certainly not resting on his laurels. He's trying to continue to gain as many yards as possible and continue this big season.
So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for 1st and 10. Now back to throw. Quick hitter here, it's complete. And they're going to work this down to about the 32-yard line. The numbers for him from a week ago: 8 catches, 97 yards, and a touchdown.
And they think they have a matchup advantage in this one. They're going to try and find some space for him to work and make sure he touches the football.
Meanwhile, the throw here is complete. Down inside the 10. And he doesn't quite make it. Taking it with an eyelash. Dropped at the 1. A big play there on the catch and run. 31 yards.
When they've needed a play this year, he's certainly been the guy to deliver it. As this season has gone on, he's been awfully consistent and sometimes spectacular.
So 3 plays, already 1st and goal, and they are wasting little time. Back to throw again. Feeling the pressure here and taken down. A sack back at the 7. Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game.
Well, surprise, surprise. 1st and goal at the 1. No quarterback sneak. No running play. They decide to throw it for it, but the pressure got to him quickly and put the quarterback down.
It's 2nd and goal, back to the 8-yard line now. Now a handoff running through the middle. Only a couple yards there, and that's going to set up a long 3rd and goal. Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. And that is caught. Touchdown, Texans. From 6 yards away, as his guys are able to extend their lead. Charles, every time that he makes one of these plays, I think the front office, they get a bigger and bigger collective smile because they feel more confident that they have found their guy, their future at quarterback.
And they should feel that way. It's obvious he's a big part of why they have such a good record this season. You're right about the bright future as well, and by association, a bright future for the franchise too.
Extra point right down the middle, and that pushes the lead up to 11. Out is the Texans kick team as they'll send this one away. And there will not be a return here. It's a touchback, and it'll come out to the 25-yard line. The Dolphins offense now ready to go back out onto the field. And Charles, a very uninspired effort the last time we saw them out there was a quick 3 and out, and they punted the football.
Yeah, and you never want to get stopped so soundly during a series, but what would be even worse now is letting it happen again right here. They've got to get going.
And not a whole lot of room to operate there on the first down run. He gets maybe 3. Here's a 2nd and 7. That one caught by Tyreek Hill. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. First catch there for Hill, and he's got a first down. After one, a 14-3 ball game. It's Dolphins football here as we begin the second quarter. As they've got it with a 1st and 10. He'll drop to throw. Dancing, and he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. The defense rising to the challenge and setting him back on the sack.
Now that was a passer's nightmare. The front door totally shut down by the defense, so he kept going backwards, hoping to find another avenue of escape. It didn't exist.
So after the sack, a scenario you certainly don't work on too often. 2nd and 24. He'll look to throw. And going deep for Hill. And that will be incomplete. Trying to take off the likely path there, but it'll be 3rd down. The Dolphins on 3rd down. Just 1 for 3 thus far. This will be 3rd and forever. Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. He gets it complete to Harris. They do get 7 out of that, but not enough to prevent a 4th down.
So much about this game is just understanding situations and then having to execute, isn't it? Guard the first down sticks. Don't let them get there. And they rallied and made the tackle.
Here's Logan Cook now to punt this one away. And he couldn't get it to check up. That kicks all the way into the end zone for a touchback. Their quarterback leading this offense back out. He's got 2 touchdown passes on his first 2 drives, and he'll try again here on drive 3. They'll start this drive out on the ground. And he is brought down at the 22 after a gain of 2, and it brings up 2nd down. And they'll give him another shot here on the ground. And the second wave of tacklers is going to get him as they stop him behind the line. Out of the gun now on 3rd down. He fights him off. Call that a loss of 7 to bring up 4th. The Texans send the punter out. Back deep is Tyreek Hill. They only punted twice in the win last week as he gets this one away. So a change of possession here on the punt. And it'll be Dolphin football. Out comes the Miami offensive unit now. They get set to take over. It's been very much a slow start for them. 3 drives and just the 3 points, CD.
Yeah, if you're into the points per drive ratio, that answer is 1. And that's not going to get it done in a ball game. They've got to find a way to finish these drives in end zones, not have the balls go through goalposts.
They'll wind up losing 3 there on the sack. Good pressure, and it's 2nd down.
They're in the top 5 in sacks in the league coming into this one. That's their 3rd one in this game. Obviously, pass rush has been a strength of this team all year long.
And apparently they're not satisfied with top 5. They want to climb that ladder.
Yeah, I think it goes back to their offseason. They decided to make it a priority, and it's working out.
Sacks, a growing theme in this first half. This is 2nd and long. Oh, they're going to run a little pop pass here.
Holding offense.
Now they face a 2nd and long following the holding penalty. Harris running straight ahead. Gets around him. That'll net 7 yards on the ground. They'll leave him with a healthy distance still to go on 3rd down. Back to throw. Under pressure, and the Texans able to get in there for the sack. He could not get away that time, and it'll be a loss of 11 on 3rd down.
You call plenty of games in your career. Do you believe in momentum, my man?
I do, and I think we're seeing it right here.
Oh, there's no doubt about it. The run that he's been on. How about that? 3 sacks in a game a week ago, and another one right here. Oh, he's feeling it in a big way.
Here's Logan Cook now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. Now comes the Houston offense as they get set to take over here. And the stakes in this game certainly high as we get toward the end of the regular season. For now, they are holding a wild card spot, but there are no shortage of other teams in the NFC looking to take that spot from them.
Starting with the guys on the other side of the field because they're on the outside looking in, and no one likes to be in that position. You want to be in the room, not looking inside to see everyone else having fun.
And they'll keep leaning on the running game. Back to the ground. And running room scarce here. He's going to be stopped in his tracks at the line of scrimmage. Now they'll throw here out of the gun. Looking left side. He's got it. Complete. And he is going to have a Texans first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. Well, there's your leading receiver in the NFL in terms of yardage, putting on another clinic, well over 100 yards.
Are we taking notes? We should be, right? Because I'm going to go back and watch this tape and really enjoy what I'm seeing. The route running, competing for the football, just breaking down a defense.
Now a play fake here on 1st down. This one complete to his fullback out of the backfield. And they're well past midfield, just a yard or 2 shy of the 40. Now a stoppage here as it looks like we've got a Dolphins shaking up on the play. But not what you want to see this late in the season. Medical staff is going to check on him, and we'll step aside for a moment. So now 1st and 10 as they've crossed into Miami territory at the 41. They're going to look to throw. There goes a deep ball, end zone. And this ball incomplete. Looked very much to be a catchable ball and could not hang on. 2nd down coming up. Again, he'll drop to throw. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And that's a touchdown, but hold on. There is a flag down on the field. We'll have to see what this is about. So retract the yardage and retract the touchdown.
And retract the chunk play. Big strike there to get the touchdown. Now they've got to take it back and see if they've got another one still in their arsenal.
Now after the holding call, here's 2nd and 20. Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. And incomplete on the deep ball. 7th play of this drive coming up, but a long way to go on 3rd down. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. And he'll be taken down here just shy of the 30.
Press coverage on the outside, and for defenders, that's the ultimate risk-reward. If you take the risk, can you reward yourself by keeping them on the line of scrimmage? But no, not on that one. Got to step on them. Now it's just a matter of laying the ball out there for him to go get it.
Needing the tough yards, they run it with their fullback. And he is going to have a Texans first down. No problem there. They get the first by plenty on 4th and inches. They're able to keep the drive alive, 7 yards that time, and the decision to go for it proves to be a good one. In lieu of the sneak on 4th and inches, they just say, give it to the big man in the backfield.
Yeah, fullback no less. Not many of those left in the NFL, but for those that have one, perfect time to use them, perfect time to get it done.
So after the 4th down conversion, now 1st and 10 inside the 25. They'll drop to throw. And a quick throw here, that's complete. And he'll go out of bounds in the red zone just inside the 20. That's good. The completion there for 7 yards. And it's 2nd down.
How about the timing on that one? Well, they were in sync, weren't they? 3-step drop, ball's out of his hands, right to the tight end. Nice completion, just like they do it in practice.
2nd and 3. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And the Texans are going to have a 1st and goal as the tackle made at the 10-yard line. Looking to throw. To the end zone, but knocked away and incomplete.
Well, he's smart enough to avoid the taunting rule, but I'm guaranteeing he quietly has told them, you might want to stop coming after me downfield because I just broke up another pass and took away a big shot that you were trying to succeed with.
They'll look to throw again. Throwing middle, and it's complete. Only 3 yards there on the completion. That'll lead to a 3rd and goal. We've got a 14-3 ball game with 2 minutes left in the opening half. This has been a long drive. You got to figure a field goal would be a letdown. Can they convert now on 3rd and goal? Now here's a look for the end zone, but that one's going to wind up incomplete. And this one is right through. And they will stretch the lead now to 17-3. So 3 points there, and they continue to build this first half lead.
Yeah, every little bit helps. And the more that you can put together drives and start controlling the tempo, controlling possession, finishing with points, the better off you're going to be.
From a yard or 2 deep, here comes a return. And no chance to get away as they'll get him down at about the 17-yard line. Miami set to take over. And right now these guys, they're shuffling a little bit, maybe doubting, because 3 straight drives have ended with them punting the football away.
Yeah, so you start pointing fingers at each other a little bit, asking a lot of questions. What are you seeing? What are you getting? Maybe trying to narrow down your playbook a little bit and maybe get simpler rather than more complex in order to try and fashion together a drive.
On play action, they'll throw. Steps away, and he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. Now the Texans will burn the first of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. And the Texans have an extra defender in the secondary now on 3rd down. On the give, this is Harris. Now a stoppage here as it looks like we've got a Dolphin shaken up on the play. Always unfortunate to see an injury, especially this close to the end of the regular season. We'll step aside. Here's Logan Cook now. He's been one of their few bright spots so far. Averaging over 50 yards a punt so far as this one's away. And taken right at the 35. A very nice punt that time, but they get 11 back on the return. And the Texans will take over with a 1st and 10. And now out comes Houston. Their drive last time, it stalled out. They were forced to take the short field goal.
And the key phrase, you nailed it. Forced to, because you know coaches look at these short field goals as a last resort, right? To them, that's not how a drive.
It's caught inside the 25. Touchdown, Houston. A great effort there. 2 catches, 2 touchdowns here so far. And the Texans are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. Well, partner, I mean, if anybody was still questioning whether or not he had an NFL caliber arm, I think you can toss that right out the window. That was a heck of a throw right there.
I would agree totally. Question it no more. This rookie, big-time throw right there. Great poise, stepped up, trusted he could lay it in there perfectly, and he knew that his guy was going to make the catch on the other end. Nice collaboration.
Extra point splits the uprights, and the lead now to 3 touchdowns at 21. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. Fielded just outside the goal line. And no alley to be found. The coverage was solid, and he's dropped at the 18. Miami's offense set and ready to go. And Charles, we'll see what they can do here. Not a ton of time left, but enough certainly to get points out of this drive, and they need them right now because they're trailing.
Yeah, this is exactly why you practice a 2-minute drill all through camp and at least one practice each week before a game. A minute left, more than enough time to string a few completions together, reach the end zone, and then make that walk back to the locker room just a little more animated.
2nd and 5. Finding Harris on back-to-back plays. And he's able to get up here to the 26. Throwing there, but this pass is going to wind up incomplete. Here's Logan Cook now. He's been terrific so far. And he deserves a bronze leg as he gets this one away. It's taken to the 26. It'll be a 10-yard return following a punt of 45. And out will come the offense as they take over. And the Texans going to get the football one final time here in this first half. And with a 3-score lead already, this is not time for a momentum change, so I'd imagine they'd be happy to just take this into the locker room. And they're just going to run it here up the middle. And he'll just burrow his way back to the line of scrimmage, and that's about it. So we reach halftime in what's been a fairly one-sided game so far. As we send you on over to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman in our EA Sports Halftime Report. Take it away, Coach.
Okay, Brandon, thanks very much. The weather might be cold, but the playoff races are heating up here on this final Sunday before Christmas. So let's get to it. We'll start up at TIAA Stadium in Jacksonville. And that one just before halftime with the Jaguars out on top. A.J. Brown, a touchdown reception. From there, let's head off and check out a second game. And they were victorious in that one over the visiting San Francisco 49ers. Tony Pollard, 2 touchdown runs to lead the way. Finally, let's get right to the center of the U.S. map and check in on the Chiefs at home in Kansas City. And for the moment, they find themselves trailing the visiting Carolina Panthers. A couple of touchdown strikes there from Justin Fields. With that, let's get a look at the next-gen stats in that first half for Miami. And they will need to get this passing game in gear because they did not do much of anything in that first half. And it's why the scoreline is what it is. Meanwhile, for the Texans, they were much more successful throwing the football than their counterparts, as you can see the numbers there.
All right, Coach, thank you very much as we welcome you back for quarter number 3. It's the Texans in front, and they're going to get the football first as we are back underway in the third quarter. No run back here to begin the half, and we will start at the 25-yard line. Out now comes the Houston offense as you take a look at the playoff picture in the AFC. And for them right now, not a done deal. They are holding down one of the final 3 wildcard spots with 2 weeks to go, but you know, there are others, Charles, kind of nipping at their heels a bit.
And, Brandon, it's always worth keeping in mind, and I have to keep writing it down for myself. Remember, it's 7 teams in each conference now making the playoffs. So that brings more important games to the end of the season. So, in theory, more teams alive for a postseason berth later in the year.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. On 1st down, they'll go to the ground attack. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2.
Running lanes were at a premium in the first half, but he's able to find some room there, and he's hoping that that's a precursor of a big second half.
8 yards the tally on that 1st down run. Here's 2nd and 2. Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. He's going to flip one out here to his running back. And he'll get it out a couple yards shy of midfield at the 48. They'll look to throw here on 1st down. Over the middle, it's complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work this to the 45.
On second down, they'll run it here. Breaks a tackle, now an alley. And past the 35, he'll be dropped a yard or two shy of the 30. They get 14 on that one. Good for a Houston first down.
Just a terrific run there, Charles, from a running back who is so compact and powerful, and that strength was on display there.
Yeah, this defense has had its share of problems getting guys to the ground, and here's another example. They never should have allowed this play to gain as many yards as it did, but poor tackling early in the play led to big yardage after the fact.
Right back to him on first down.
It's Cameron Dantzler who got him down.
Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again, 2nd and 10.
From the gun, they'll try to run it.
And he'll lose yardage. Brought down at the 32. That'll wind up as a loss on the play, so now they're staring at a 3rd down and 12.
I like the strategy. Extra tight ends, extra beef. They want to run the football, but that means they probably want to run it inside. If you get strung out on the perimeter, you're in peril.
Yeah, we saw the result. Negative yardage. On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. He's going to let this go. Back of the end zone. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete. And this is right down the middle as he puts it through, and that will extend their lead even further.
Well, they picked up right where they left off in the first half. First drive after the break, they come away with 3 and increase that lead.
Yeah, and you just want to keep building on that lead, don't you? Whether it's 6 points or 3 points, take everything you can get, keep maneuvering, keep adding to it, keep making it difficult for them to come back.
And not much happening on the return as he'll get this to about the 23.
So here are the Dolphins now. They get ready for their first possession of the second half. Harris starts the drive on the ground. And a nice run past the 30-yard line there. Now a stoppage here as it looks like we've got a Dolphin shaken up on the play.
And not what you want to see this late in the season. Medical staff is going to check on him, and we'll step aside for a moment.
The previous run good for 9. Here's 2nd and a yard. A play-action fake. They'll look to throw.
Right side completes to Mechie.
And he gets this up to the 34 out of bounds there. Now a first down carry for Harris. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
I see a shake of the head as he gets up, and you've got to imagine he's thinking, guys, you got to help me out. He's hoping his team can read his thoughts because he definitely needs some assistance.
Looking at a 2nd and 11 now after the loss.
Now here's a little touch pass as they tap it quickly to their receiver.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. They hand this off to Harris, and it'll be touchdown here, but not before he does pick up the first. From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw.
Oh, he brings it in off the deflection. And they'll get this down to around the 47-yard line.
Well, sure looks like he's coming off of his hand, but sometimes you might have to take a little bit off of it. That one looked a little too hot to handle.
Yeah, but off the tip, hey, they still got the catch, right?
It's amazing, isn't it? Even when it goes wrong, it turns out right.
He'll look to throw. He'll take a shot for the end zone. And that is caught. Touchdown, Miami. Tyreek Hill, 47 yards.
And the Dolphins are able to cut into that deficit. So a very important first drive of the third quarter, Charles, and safe to say, a much-needed touchdown.
Which leads to the question, where was this in the first half? Because if they'd had a few more drives like that, they wouldn't be in this situation. But that is the kind of drive that sends a message to the other side. We're going to be here, and we're going to battle you to the end.
They're going to run it with Harris. And he will dive into the end zone, and the two-point conversion is successful. Well, it's still an uphill battle from here, that's for sure, but that makes it a two-score game.
And now we see why teams practice so much on the two-point conversion, why you have more than one play ready, because you may need multiples to throw out a ball game. Here's a great example right there.
After the touchdown, Cook now to kick this one away. Fields it right around the goal line. And he won't quite make it to the 25. Houston set to take over. Their lead down to 2 scores after the touchdown a moment ago as they start with a 1st and 10. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. And he's got his favorite target yet again. It's complete. And they work this well upfield across the 45. The catch and run, good for 24 yards.
I'll tell you what, a lot of those mid-range throws have been available because sometimes teams get too concerned about the deep ball and they leave too much space in front of them. And these guys have been taking advantage so far.
So one play, and they're already just shy of midfield. One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. And he's across midfield and into Miami territory. And they'll give him another shot here on the ground. And he'll get this down close to a 1st down at about the Dolphins' 43-yard line. On 3rd down, they're going to run for it here. And he will have a 1st down here at about the 40. A 3rd down gain of 3 yards, and that'll be enough.
Most of their damage has been done through the air. I mean, they've rung the bell 3 times with passing touchdowns, but guess what? Ground game has not been neglected. Nice little burst right there.
Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. Looking middle, and that's complete. And give him 6 yards here as he's stopped near the 35 at the 34. Second down and 4. They'll look to throw here. Looking for the out route. It's completed to Landry. And he's going to get this down near the 25. And he's certainly been a huge factor in this when he's got the 2 touchdowns to his credit. Now they look to him again. He picks up the 1st.
Yeah, I can hear everyone saying, well, why don't you cover him, double him, triple him, do what you have to do. But sometimes they get locked into such a groove and such a connection, it doesn't matter how many guys are in his area.
He certainly looks to be in that groove right now. And he'll power ahead, but only for about 3 yards. Second down coming up. Here's a 2nd and 7. Quick hitter here, it's complete. And he'll go out of bounds in the red zone just inside the 20. He'll look to throw. Throwing for his running back, and he's got it complete. And oh, he's just going to be short here, barely. Maybe by a half a foot. It'll be 4th and inches. 1 quarter remains here in Week 16. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. Back now in Houston. It's the Texans in control of the football and leading this game as well as we start the 4th. And he is going to have a Texans 1st down as he pushes forward for a couple on 4th and inches. They only got a couple, but a couple's all that they needed as they convert on 4th. The fourth down run successful. Now they look to pay it off on first down. Running game working. They'll stick with it on first down. And he'll fight his way down right around the 12. And they'll run on the inside handoff. And able to get him inside the 5 here, just inside the 5 to about the 4. 53 yards rushing for him now to this point. The Texans on third down. They've hit on half of them, 5 for 10. They need just a yard here. It's 3rd and 1. Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. Touchdown! From 4 yards out. And the Texans are closing in on a 3rd straight win as they widen the gap further here in the 4th quarter. Another touchdown through the air for them, and for this rookie quarterback at the helm, he has put them in a great position, Charles, to get the victory in this one.
He's absolutely taken charge. Every touchdown for them has come via his arm. 0 rushing touchdowns, no special teams, no defensive scores. All him throwing the football. He's in cruise control right now, and so is his team.
Point after, right down the middle. And that pushes the lead up to 23. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And he'll elect not to return this one, so they'll bring it out to the 25 on the touchback.
Dolphins offense returning to the field. Well, we said it at halftime that they would need a nearly perfect second half to erase that deficit that they were facing, CD. But unfortunately, the second half has pretty much been a carbon copy of the first.
Yeah, that early lead was almost insurmountable the way their opponent was playing. And, partner, they do have some good news, though. This one is getting close to being over, and they can try and hit the reset button starting tomorrow.
Here's 2nd and 7 now from the 28. They'll set up to throw. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted.
And the Texans are going to take possession of the football.
Another solid game-changing play for this defense for the interception. At this point, I don't know that it's game-changing. I mean, they've got this one in firm control.
And you always hear about, those stories about someone left their game plan behind and maybe you benefit from it. I'm not going to say that happened, but they certainly have appeared on defense to be a step ahead this entire game. Guys are always in the right spot in order to make a play.
The offense has had its moments, too. On first down, they'll go to the ground attack. And he gets stopped up at the 31 after a gain of maybe a yard. And they'll keep leaning on the running game. Back to the ground. And he'll get about 3 as he's brought down to the 28. They'll look to throw. And a quick throw here that's complete.
And he is going to have a Texans first down. They needed 5 there on third down. He winds up getting 7.
He's been the go-to guy. They needed a big play there on third down. Went his way. It worked out.
Doesn't matter whether they've scouted it or that they think he's going to get the ball. He has a knack for finding his way open and completing the connection.
On first down, they'll go to the ground attack. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up. Here's 2nd and 8. Over the middle, complete. That's Powers.
And the Texans are going to have a first and goal as he'll be taken down at the 7-yard line. Normally, you might say, start running the football. You've got the lead here in the 4th quarter, but the way that they passed it with such success, I don't know, maybe keep throwing it.
Yeah, I think you brought up something that goes against conventional wisdom, right? At this stage of the game, you would think you would switch to a running attack, but you're exactly right. They've thrown it so well throughout the game, and trusting this quarterback, I think he continued to do so.
And he'll be stopped just outside the 5 at the 6. The 6-yard line, the line of scrimmage on 2nd and goal. And got his man. It's caught. Touchdown, Houston.
from 6 yards away. And the Texans stretch this fourth quarter lead even further, and they are closing in on win number 12 of the season. He has really settled in throwing the football, and that touchdown here in the fourth quarter gives him a pretty comfortable cushion.
He may be a rookie, but he's playing like fourth quarter, and the QBing is easy. How about this guy? Youngster, not worried about anything, just cutting it loose and having fun.
Extra point right down the middle. And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to that big lead. Out is the Texans kick team as they'll send this one away. And he'll elect not to return this one, so they'll bring it out to the 25 on the touchback. Out comes the Miami offensive unit now. They get set to take over. And we'll see if they can bounce back from that last drive. In particular, if they can bounce back at the quarterback position, Charles, after throwing their first interception of the ball game.
Yeah, some guys, you know they're going to want to try and get a big play right away and take control back. Others, they're going to look to hit a couple shorter passes, get a little momentum back that way.
But for the defense, that goal's not changing a bit. They want another pick.
You're exactly right about that. In fact, you got to...
Oh, this is intercepted, intended for Hill. And the Texans are going to take possession of the football. Well, they've got the huge lead now. They have another interception on the defensive side. Seems like everything they touch in this one, Charles, turns to gold.
And they have to be awfully happy right there to get what appears to be one more for the road. It helps seal away one of their best efforts of the season.
Out comes the Houston offense as they get set to take over here. And after the interception, they are sitting in an even better spot with the ball and a comfortable fourth quarter lead. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. And he's able to motor his way down to the 16-yard line. 75 yards rushing now as he's done it on 22 carries.
Well, that's a carry they have to be satisfied with. And throughout this game, they've been satisfied with what he's given them. Whenever they've needed a big run, a first down, he's the guy they've turned to. And it doesn't matter what the defense thinks. They feel like they've got the confidence to keep handing it to him and keep picking up good yardage.
Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And he is out of bounds, getting it down to the 10. One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. And running room hard to come by here. He gets it down to the 8. Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the first. On 3rd and short, they'll try and pick it up through the air. And that is caught. Touchdown, Texans. A great play there with his 3rd touchdown of the ball game, number 12 on the season. And the Texans continue to run up the score. They lead it big here in the 4th. Well, to put it mildly, he's been able to dice up this secondary all game long, and this time that was a missile that he threw into the end zone and adding another touchdown to his ledger.
And I think we see these youngsters develop a lot quicker than we ever have because when they get started in this game, they're not just throwing passes around. They're reading coverages early. So now they're like seasoned pros earlier in their career. How about this one here? If they win this ball game, a game ball definitely coming from his head coach.
Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And he won't return this one. He'll go down to a knee, and they'll start at the 25. Miami set to take over. And they've sort of lost their way, partner. How do they recalibrate and get this proverbial train back on track?
Well, this is where leadership really comes into play. How's the head coach handling it? The offensive coordinator? Sometimes they just make a joke.
Oh, he's hit. He lost the football. Put it on the carpet. And the Texans say they have it. They do. And I don't know that that fumble's going to matter a whole lot. You look at the deficit here in the 4th. It doesn't matter. The coach on the sideline is still scratching his head.
Yeah, not only scratching his head, but probably writing a note or two about, we're going to address this come practice next week because maybe that's the reason we're down this far. Doesn't matter at this point, but being sloppy throughout the game, not going to help them improve.
They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. And some room to work. And he's in. Touchdown, Houston. A great effort there. His 5th rushing touchdown now on the year. And the Texans are able to capitalize on the forced fumble by turning it into 6 points. Well, where our booth is here, we can see all of the writers to our left. And their post-game stories, Charles, they have been filed for some time because this game, boy, is it lopsided.
Yeah, we can see our guy Scoop. He's even got his fedora tipped over his face. I think he's taking a nap now. Nothing left to write for him, but how gratifying has it been for them to see what they've done in practice and carry it into a game and see the execution be so good. They've got to feel fantastic about what they've accomplished in this one.
Extra point splits the uprights. And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to that big lead. Out is the Texans kick team as they'll send this one away. From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. And he had no room to run as he's tackled down inside the 20. Miami's offense set and ready to go. Where we stand right now in the 4th quarter, this one pretty much out of reach. And, Charles, I know they're going to be disappointed about several things with this ball game, but the self-inflicted wounds, they've had several turnovers. You would have to think that's going to be something they're going to discuss heavily in the film session in the coming days.
You're absolutely right about that, partner, because they're going to have to sit in that film room and watch every error that they made and figure out how to not do it in the future. And mentally, I think a lot of the guys are already starting to think about it.
And he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. And the Texans are going to take possession of the football. Oh, my goodness, CD. I mean, this defense just continuing to dominate. They're really dominating on both sides of the ball. But for the defense, that's now 3 interceptions for them here in this ball game.
And what a great teaching tape for this defensive coordinator, right? When they go back and review this game, what does he always tell us that he preaches to his team? We're going to lead the league in effort. Well, they're doing that in this game as well as making big plays.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. They'll try and run this one right up the gut. And a short gain there down to the 37-yard line. The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. Here's a give up the middle. And he'll get this down close to a 1st down at about the Dolphins' 28. 118 yards rushing for him here as he starts to draw closer to a 1,000-yard campaign.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
And he's got the hook up to Landry. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. 10 yards there, good enough for a Texan 1st down. Well, they have been unstoppable this afternoon, Charles. They just went after them from the start, and pass plays like we just saw. They're continuing their dominance here despite the big lead in the 4th quarter.
And that they have in every way. And plays like that across all phases of the game, they've just been effortless for them in this one. And that's what's helped them build such a large lead and allowed them to smile as this game continues.
And he'll take this into the end zone. Now, hold on here. We do have a flag down. So let's see what this is about.
Holding offense.
So erase the red zone score. They'll have to dial that one up again.
And you know how difficult it is to strike in the red zone because things are a little bit more condensed. You got to go back to their play chart and see if they can dial up another one.
A little bit of space there for the 1st down run as that's going to get them about 5 yards. And they'll give them another shot here on the ground. Dolphins bring on an extra defensive back on 3rd down. One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. And he is going to lose yardage here. And a loss
loss of 3 to bring up 4. And his kick here is good. And that will extend their lead even further. Well, fans usually love to see scoring, and there's no shortage of it today. What a dominant showing from an offense that was truly playing at an elite level in this contest.
Partner, this game was over a long time ago, and you noticed they did not want to slow down anything. Absolutely a dream scenario for everyone on that offense, and they took advantage of every second. Guaranteed popcorn for everyone in their film session.
So for the Texans, the wins keep coming as this one moves them to 12-3 on the year. And they will hit the road next week for a date with the Jacksonville Jaguars. Meanwhile, for Miami, their playoff hopes take a big hit as they fall to 8-7. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves at home next week.